Hey, so I just want to do a quick chat about Match Me Abroad, the most recent episode at the time I'm recording. So I'm on the website now because I cannot remember anybody's name. But I'm just going to pull out some of the people that I have most interest in. Harold, who's autistic, was matched with Mikola, and she's also autistic. Things seem to be going well. But since he has to go back home, he's really trying to up the ante and actually ask her to marry him before he goes home. Ends up not doing that, asks her to be his girlfriend, and she refuses, so that hurts him. But I think it was a wise decision not to ask her to marry him because that was a really big jump. But, he said it really hurt, but it's understandable. She basically said, it's just been too short period of a time. They've only been seeing each other for the week while he was in her country. So I totally understand where she's coming from, but she wants to continue to spend time with him as his trip comes to an end. And as far as the previews go, it looks like he might make another effort to see if he can convince her to have a deeper relationship or commitment. So for Nathalie, she's been gone off of the show, I think, for the last couple episodes or more, but she never found her match. She had 2 failed dates and she just went home. I guess only have so much time in the country in order to see if they match with anyone. Another person who had failed dates, felt kind of bad for this guy, Mark, who's 44. He had the second date where he thought it was potential, but she wanted more of a commitment. She wanted him to stop meeting new matches. Since he never said he would stop, she never showed up to solidify the relationship, which is what he was trying to get her to do. So he was heartbroken at the time and hoping to find someone he loves, but he said maybe he'll just do it in his home country. So for Mark and for Nathalie, they didn't meet their matches. Susan met someone that can possibly be a match, and I guess they're going to do the long distance thing. And if you're not familiar with the show, I will put the link in the description so you can kind of get more backstory on these characters or these actual real life people that in a way are characters in this reality show. Chad, he's like a country boy. He's financially seems to have a lot going for him, and he just can't seem to find love. He's had 3 failed engagements. Maria, he's gone back around. He's in a Latin or South American country, I believe. No, he's in Colombia, which I think that's South America, but that's where he's trying to find a match. But he's from Tennessee, and he can't figure out why he's not finding a good woman to match with. And at first I couldn't figure it out either, kind of felt bad for the guy. But in this recent episode, the way he treated Maria was deplorable. He was half drunk. He was trying to get her to basically make a commitment, and they'd only been out on their second date. Maybe that day they met up twice, so technically 3rd date, but it's such a short period of time. For him to put that rush on her, and then he was trying to get her to meet his mom over the phone, and she just wasn't ready for all of that. And instead of him respecting that, he gave her like a gift, which was nice, but he just got angry and said, well, that's all I need to know. I don't need to waste my time. But she just kind of basically friend zoned him, and he wouldn't even let her continue to talk and explain herself. He started to leave. Looks like he is going to come back to the table according to the preview for next time. But I wouldn't even want him to come back to the table. He was just rude, cussing, negative. I can understand being upset that you can't find love, but that's probably why you can't. He's just a hothead, to me, and you can get frustrated, but love is something very intricate, very deep. You can't just rush it, and you just can't expect people to love you within a short amount of time. To me, he said, his matchmaker said don't move too fast, and he didn't listen to the matchmaker, which is probably one of his issues as well. It sounds like he's done this before as far as trying to jump the gun, which is something that Harold was trying to do, but I'm glad he he pushed back a little bit, but he like at least Harold and Mikola have more of a connection with him and Maria. They're still trying to get to know each other. I don't see a strong connection. She was willing to know more, but his attitude is just so negative, and he looked like he was getting drunk, turning red, expecting just too much from her, and then just cussing and walking away and being very rude to her. I can see why Chad hasn't found his match, and with that attitude, I don't know if he ever will. So Chad, please don't cuss me out, but if you happen to be listening to this, you need to change your tactics. Women do not like to be treated that way. You may have been able to win her over if you would have had a better attitude, but your negativity just kind of knocked you out of the game. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when he goes back to the table and so-called hears her out. To me, I would feel very scared and in danger, and I would not want to continue to talk with him. Stanique, I'm very happy for her. 32, this is her first relationship. She met a Moroccan man. She met a couple, I think 2 guys, but the first one was the one that she really connected with, and she was happy to say she's in her first committed relationship. They're going to move to the next step. She had to go back home, but it looks like that she's made a match. So I wish her all the best when it comes to her love in Morocco. All right, I just wanted to have a brief little commentary on Match Me Abroad. Chad, he was the one that took the show home this time. Just his attitude was so messy, and it just surprised me and had me do a mouth drop because of his attitude. And it really shows me how and why he has yet to meet his match, and he's had 3 failed engagements. You can't force love. The matchmakers can only do so much. And in his eyes and opinion, the matchmaker is almost like God. And if they match me, then it's supposed to work. You have to see if you're compatible with that person in a real life scenario through dating and through getting to know each other. So that's a lesson from Match Me Abroad. Thanks, guys, for checking me out. You guys can always go to our website and listen at cbiztvmedia.com, and you can email and connect at cbiztv@yahoo.com. Thanks so much. This is Irene, and God bless.